Well, first question. You plug in -6, do what it tells you, and write the answer. So if I give you -6 and say, all right, you spent another $7, you're $6 in a hole, spent another $7, what do you get? -13 is your answer. If you have -6 and you square it, so -6 goes into this, you square it, so -6 times -6 is positive 36. Then I plug in -6 and I divide it by 3. So -6 divided by 3 is? Divide the input into 3. So if I take -6 and divide it into 3 parts, I get 2. Same thing as what you did up here, divided by 3. No, we don't do it now if we're not done. Close your book, please. Next one says write pi. So you plug in -6 and then you write pi. You can see why it took you so long. All right, it says find the volume of a cube with a side length equal to the input. So I have a cube. Side length equal to its input. Now, if it was me, I would probably say this is impossible. You have a negative side length? That doesn't really make sense to me. Okay, -6 centimeters. So I'm probably just going to say not possible here. If you're okay with negative side lengths, you would take -6 times -6 times -6, get -216 centimeters cubed. I'm just going to say you can't have a negative side length. That seems easy enough for me. So these two I did together for you on the video. Left you 2 other ones. C and D. Speed is a function of the number of students racing. Well, that's false. The number of students has nothing to do with how fast you go. Okay, they are not related, however you want to say that. Time is a function of speed. That one is true. For every speed calculated, there is only one output, one time that I would finish the race. All right, question number 3, looking for 2 equations here. Multiple choice and essay, total of 26 questions. So there's my first equation, multiple choice plus essay equals 26. Multiple choice is worth 3. Essays are worth 8 for a total of 123 points. Now, a couple different ways to do this one. I'm going to use substitution, so I'm going to solve this one for m, so I'm going to get rid of that e. How do I get rid of a positive e? Well, I subtract it. And now, since I know what m is, I'm going to plug that. I'm going to substitute that in right there. Somebody with a calculator handy, tell me 26 times 3, please. Bless you.
17.
26 times 3, 17?
17.
Oh, that sounds better. Let's combine the e's. What's 8e minus 3e? 8 minus 3? 5. Subtract 78 from both sides. 123 minus 78, please. And then that divided by 5.
Or
123 minus 78.
150.
So 45 divided by 5 is 9. That is how much your essay questions are worth. 9 essay questions on that test. All right, which ones represent functions? Remember, if I plug in an input, I can only get one output. Okay, so some obvious ones here. D does not work. I can't plug 0 into an equation and get 1, and then the next time I plug in 0, I get 2. That is not a function. And there's one other one where that's an issue. It is possible to plug in 1 and get 0, and plug in 2 and get 0, and plug in 3 and get 0. That is possible. Which other one is no good? B. Again, I cannot plug in 1 one time and get 1 and then get -1 the other time. That is impossible. Every input has to have its own output. So A and C are good for that reason.